With the hidden adventure marking the end of Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous, we thought we'd take a look back at some of our very favourite dinosaur scenes in the series. From the deepest jungles of Isla Nublar to the barren deserts of Manticore Island, the Cretaceous 6 traversed a lot of land and encountered many prehistoric creatures along the way. Jack from Jurassic Outpost here, and today we'll be counting down the top 10 dinosaur moments in Camp Cretaceous. Don't forget to check out some of our recent hidden adventure videos. Number 10. The kitchen scene in Season 3. The Scorpius Rex was the second hybrid introduced in the animated show and was the main star of the third season. The creature was one of Dr. Wu's secret projects, going by the mysterious name E750. The campers, and maybe the compies, unintentionally aided in the thawing of the creature's cryogenic chamber, allowing the experiment to escape its containment. In this scene, the campers, on the run from the Scorpius Rex, have found themselves in the Jurassic Park Visitor Center, which is long lost to time. The campers don't have time to take in the marvelous structure and instead must hide, evading the terrifying hybrid that's chasing them. Darius, Brooklyn, Kenji, and Yaz run through a door and hide, ending up in the same kitchen where Tim and Lex hid from velociraptors in Jurassic Park. We get a bit of a play-by-play of the Jurassic Park scene here, with many replicated shots and an overall homage to that hugely impactful and very suspenseful scene. The Scorpius Rex is at its best here, using its lack of subtlety to find and attack the campers who manage to escape, or so they think. Blue, Owen's best friend, stops the campers as they run through the doors of the visitor's center, forcing them back inside. We get to see even more of this iconic location, one famous for the 1993 film and only ever seen again briefly in Jurassic World. A fan favorite, this scene, like many others in the third season, gave both fans of the original and fans of Camp Cretaceous something to love. Darius demonstrates his Owen-like skills with Blue, while not one, but two Scorpius Rexes battle it out. To aid in the nostalgia here, the Jurassic Park theme plays, while the Velociraptor jumps on one of the creatures, recreating the iconic shot from the '93 classic. The campers do manage to escape, but in the process aid in the destruction of this incredible monument. That is the part of the scene that we don't like. Number 9. The Mosasaurus scene. The first season of the show had some of the very best dinosaur experiences. While navigating a portion of the island in kayaks, the campers end up inside the Jurassic World lagoon, and they aren't alone. Beneath them, Jurassic World's only marine reptile and one of the star attractions at the park, the Mosasaurus. This one isn't a dinosaur, but we did have to include it. The larger-than-life prehistoric aquatic reptile ominously circles beneath the campers. With Baby Bumpy on board, the group decides to rush their way into the stands of the arena, with the lagoon boss now closely following behind them. With references to Spielberg's Jaws, this scene brings us some beautiful shots of Isla Nublar, a unique encounter with this prehistoric beast, and some beautiful animation and cinematography too. We get some fantastic underwater shots of the creature, and we get to witness an incredibly brave moment from Yaz, who distracts the Mosasaurus away from Darius, in turn showing the audience her true character. There is a lot of tension here, mixed with a return to a fun Jurassic World location, some great Jaws references, and the return of this fan favorite Jurassic World creature. We really did enjoy this scene. Number 8. The Stegosaurus scene. Season 2 was a funny one. The victim of Dominion's delay, the second series story had to adapt and ultimately felt like a bit of a filler season. That's not to say there aren't some enjoyable moments, including this one with the Stegosaurus. First introduced in the Lost World Jurassic Park, this magnificent herbivore roamed Isla Nublar in the 90s and was one of the feature herbivores at Jurassic World. In this scene, Mitch is about to fire on the species before Darius distracts him, alerting the dinosaur, which now pursues Mitchell and Tiffany. It's not often we get to see a herbivore acting in distress without a carnivore present, and this scene paints a pretty great picture of what it's like to get caught in the path of one. We get to see the Stegosaurus in action here, defending itself, its territory, and replicating some defense moves we first saw in The Lost World. The Stegosaurs don't often get a scene to themselves, so this one was a treat. Tasteful in its cinematography, this scene chose to show the species not as a bright, illuminated monster, but as a defensive herbivore that blended well into the nighttime jungle. The Stegosaurus helps the campers in their plan to foil Mitch and Tiff's plan.
Allow myself to introduce myself.
And we get some great shots in the process. Number 7, the Spinosaurus reveal in Season 4. The king, or queen, of Jurassic Park 3 had not been seen on screen since 2001. The unique T-Rex killer has been begging for a return for quite some time, and Camp Cretaceous seemed to present the perfect opportunity. While not the exact dinosaur that we see in Jurassic Park 3, the species returned in the 4th season of the show, in the episode Staying Alive, and was quite a shock to the already sun-baked characters. The Spinosaurus quickly pursues the campers, with Sammy even commenting on the dinosaur's irregularly large size.
What is that thing? I didn't know they made them that big!
The campers are able to evade the angry dinosaur but are ambushed by a saber-toothed tiger, of all things. Introduced earlier in the season, revealing that Manticore had been cloning more than just dinosaurs and experimenting with all kinds of prehistoric creatures. The Spinosaurus was taken from Isla Sorna and is believed to have been used in the creation of the one we see on Manticore Island. The dinosaur was being kept by Cash for his dinosaur battle competitions, but was moved to the desert location to test its durability. What a disrespect to this brilliant carnivore.
Unable to quantify whatever.
Number 6, the bioluminescent parasaurs in the first season. Jumping way back to that first season now, this sequence takes place after the Jurassic World Indominus breakout, while the campers are navigating the island and making their way to Main Street. Ambushed by pteranodons, the campers run into the River Adventure, a kayak attraction at the park. The campers jump aboard the kayaks and head into the caverns before seeing something truly mesmerizing. Illuminated like the star system and glowing like a hidden treasure, the campers are taken aback by this stunning sight. The scene provides some background on Sammy's character, including her family's ties to Manticore, before the campers are joined by an even more incredible sight: bioluminescent parasaurs. Bioluminescent stegosaurs appeared in the Jurassic World live tour, but up until this moment in Camp Cretaceous had not appeared on screen in any form. Bioluminescence is the production and emission of light by a living organism and is more often found in nature with creatures that live nearer the ocean floor. However, being that it is a chemical reaction that happens within the animal's cells, Dr. Wu and the Jurassic World scientists likely replicated the DNA sequence inside of the Parasaurolophus, creating the species variant that we see on screen. The campers are all taken aback by the beautiful hybrid herbivores which dazzle Bumpy and have the gang in complete awe. There is some beautiful imagery in this scene, which brings the return of a species first introduced in The Lost World, making this scene one of our favourites from Camp Cretaceous. Number 5, the Ankylosaurus herd protecting Bumpy. We mentioned earlier that the 3rd season had some fantastic dinosaur moments, and here is one with a group of herbivores. A family of ankylosaurs take in Bumpy as one of their own, with Ben and Darius happy with the arrangement. However, the hybrid monstrosity that is the Scorpius Rex emerges from the jungle and approaches the newly formed family. Overconfident and honestly a little shameless, the Scorpius Rex barks and roars at the herd, with the adult ankylosaurs putting up their own defense and demonstrating an instinctual protective behavior over Bumpy. The group create a defense barrier around the smaller Bumpy, leaving the Scorpius slightly confused. A fight ensues with the 4-legged armored herbivores continuing their defense. The Scorpius is outnumbered, and Bumpy will live another day. This scene is a defining moment for Ben, Darius, and Bumpy. Bumpy finds her family on the island and fulfills a natural progression in the wild dinosaur's life. While it represents a sad parting between bonded pals Ben and Bumpy, their future holds more great moments between humans and dinosaurs, which makes this one of our favourite dinosaur moments in the entire show. Number 4. The Baryonyx chase scene in Season 2. After a thrillingly comical explosion in Season 2, the three Nublar Baryonyx, Chaos, Grim, and Limbo chase the campers as they escape from Mitch and Tiff with a tied-up Hap. Not only is this scene set at dusk, giving us a lovely pink sky with a setting sun, we get to see a relatively new location for Nublar, these open grass plains. The scene quickly becomes high stakes as the three Baryonyx chase the trio through a narrowing, rocky path. Hap comes to their defense here, and Kenji unties him so that he can lend any help he can while Brooklyn navigates through the jutting rocks. After realizing there is only one way out of the situation, Hap selflessly sacrifices himself to save Brooklyn and Kenji, with the two hearing his screams as they drive away. Filled with harrowing action and dinosaurs, what a scene. Number 3. The Dilophosaurus scene in Season 4. When Season 4 released, the Dilophosaurus had only appeared in the very first Jurassic Park, a fan favourite to return. Prior to the species returning in Jurassic World Dominion, Kenji and Darius had a run-in with the deadly spitting dinosaur. Navigating the swamp biome on Manticore Island, the two are ambushed by a group of Dilophosaurs. Sporting the same colouring as the one seen in Jurassic Park, this scene provided a long-awaited return and gave us an entire pack of Dilos in the process. Darius and Kenji are chased through this swamp location before joining Ben, Dr. May Turner, and Pierce, the Kentrosaurus. Brooklyn then saves the day in a snowplow. Not only do we get a return of the fan favourite Dilophosaurus, we get a much anticipated character moment between Brooklyn and Kenji, showing that this show isn't just about dinosaurs.
Wait, are you guys like together?
Number 2, Darius and Kenji in the raptor paddock. Let's go right back to the very first episode now with a high stakes scene that threw us right into the deep end. On their very first night at camp, Darius, Kenji, and Brooklyn decide to sneak out and head towards the Jurassic World raptor paddock. Looking down into the dark pit below, the group joke around before Kenji accidentally drops Brooklyn's phone into the pit. Uncertain if any velociraptors are actually hiding inside, Kenji climbs down to retrieve the phone. Darius notices movement in the ferns, and the Raptor Squad, who were last seen in full in 2015's Jurassic World, reveal themselves to a stunned Kenji. Darius comes to the rescue using an Owen-like stance before Jurassic World staff and Dave and Roxy save the day. The scene ends in a similar fashion to the scene with the park worker Leon, who accidentally falls into the raptor enclosure in Jurassic World. This scene does something the Jurassic franchise does best: claustrophobic terror with a pack of velociraptors. It delivers yet another thrilling escape from the snarling pack hunters and introduces a whole new generation to velociraptor terror, putting it high on our list of dinosaur moments in Camp Cretaceous. Number 1, Sinoceratops versus the Gyrosphere. Sticking with the first season, which really did have some of the show's very best dinosaur moments, our favourite is the interaction the campers have in the third episode. A storm begins brewing on the island, while the campers are piloting the gyrospheres in the Herbivore Valley. Darius attempts to calm and rescue a stray Sinoceratops, which ran away from the herd in fear of the thunder and lightning above. However, his plan backfires when the Sino smacks the gyrosphere into the nearby herd, causing a stampede with the campers trapped in the middle. We get some great herbivore action here, and we end up in a very dark part of the jungle. The Sinoceratops puts up a fight against the gyrosphere with the campers still inside, reminding us very much of the situation Zack and Gray were in. The gyrosphere ends up rapidly sinking in the mud, the other campers rallying together to help save their friends. Sammy, with her farmyard animal expertise, is able to calm the Sinoceratops, feeding the herbivore as she talks calmly to it. The group uses this calm moment to utilize the huge dinosaur to help rescue Brooklyn and Darius, luring the Ceratopsian in the other direction, which drags the gyrosphere out of the mud. A great demonstration of skill and teamwork by the campers, this scene shows us an up-close look at a fan-favorite herbivore. This is also the moment where Sammy swabs the creature for DNA, which opens up the Manticore mystery, making this scene one of our favorites.
What the?
Camp Cretaceous is a show beloved by its fans, and as we can see by this list, featured a diverse catalogue of dinosaurs and prehistoric life throughout its 5-season run. There are so many great moments in the show, and these are just a few of the many that we love. What are your favourite dinosaur moments in Camp Cretaceous? Join the discussion in the comments down below.